Hello, everyone. My name is Amelia, and this is the story of how I failed in love, not because I stopped loving him, not because he betrayed me, but because sometimes life doesn't ask what we want. It just takes what it chooses and leaves us to learn how to live without it. I wasn't looking for love when I met Ethan. In fact, I had almost given up on the idea of it. I was 24, working as a content writer for a small publishing company in the city. My life was quiet coffee in the morning, crowded trains, soft music on repeat, and pages full of half-finished poems. Then one Tuesday, on a day so ordinary it felt invisible, he walked in. It was raining, the kind of rain that blurs the city lights and turns the streets into mirrors. I was outside a cafe, fighting a stubborn umbrella that refused to open, when a voice behind me said, "Here, before that thing declares war on you." I turned, and there he was holding out his umbrella with a smile that felt like sunlight breaking through clouds. He was taller than me, dressed simply, camera slung around his shoulder, raindrops caught in his hair. And just like that, the world paused. He asked if I wanted to share the umbrella. And I did, mostly because the rain had already defeated me, but partly because there was something about his voice that made me trust him instantly. We walked inside the cafe together. He ordered black coffee. I ordered caramel latte. When the barista called our names, he laughed. "Ethan and Amelia. That sounds like a movie, doesn't it?" I smiled. "Only if it ends well." He raised his cup slightly, like a promise. "Then let's make it a good one." Loved photography. He said he liked freezing time, capturing moments that might otherwise vanish. He once told me, "People think photos are about seeing. They're not. They're about feeling. Every picture is a story you can't say out loud." I told him I was a writer, that I tried to give feelings words. He grinned and said, "Then you write the stories, and I'll take the pictures. We'll keep the world alive together." That became our thing. Weekends spent exploring forgotten places, old train stations, empty beaches, rooftops above sleeping cities. He'd take photos. I'd write notes. And together, we turned ordinary moments into little eternities. Ethan wasn't perfect. He was stubborn, sometimes moody, often late, and he always forgot where he put his car keys. But he had this rare kindness about him, the kind that didn't need words. Once, I saw him stop to feed a stray dog in the rain. He didn't say anything about it. He just smiled and said, "Hungry souls deserve love too." I fell for that. Not the grand gestures, not the romantic lines, but those small, quiet moments that showed who he really was. Our love wasn't loud, but it was deep. I remember one night, sitting by the river, the city glowing behind us. He looked at me and said, "You make me want to be a better man, Amelia." And that scares me. I laughed softly. "Why does love have to be scary?" He looked at the water, thoughtful. "Because when you love someone enough, they hold the power to destroy you. But you love them anyway." I didn't know then how true that would become. A year passed like a dream, birthdays, sunsets, late-night drives, and countless pictures of us laughing at things only we found funny. But love, I learned, doesn't protect you from life. One evening, Ethan got a call. A photography company in another city had seen his work and wanted him to lead a project, his dream opportunity. He hesitated. "It's far, Amelia. I don't want to lose what we have." I smiled, though my heart ached. "You won't. Go chase your dream. I'll be here when you get back." He hugged me and whispered, "You're the reason I dream at all." First, the distance didn't feel so bad. We called every night, sent photos, wrote letters. He told me about the people he met, the places he captured, the sunsets that reminded him of me. But slowly, the rhythm changed. Some nights he was too tired to talk. Some days my messages went unanswered. When we did talk, I heard something different in his voice. Exhaustion, maybe, or silence pretending to be strength. Still, I held on. Because love is like that. We keep believing, even when the world stops giving us reasons to. Then came that day. It was a Saturday morning. I was making coffee when my phone rang. The number was unfamiliar, but the voice on the other end broke me. A police officer, an accident, a storm, a highway. They said Ethan's car had skidded off the road. He was gone before help arrived. I remember standing in the kitchen, the mug slipping from my hand, shattering on the floor, and for a moment, I swear I couldn't breathe. It felt like the world had gone silent, like every sound, every heartbeat, every bit of light had been swallowed whole. His funeral was quiet, too quiet. People spoke about his talent, his laughter, his kindness. But all I could think about was how unfair it was that the world kept spinning when mine had stopped. After everyone left, I stayed behind. I touched the wooden frame that held his photograph, the one where he was smiling at the camera with sunlight in his hair, and whispered, "You promised me a good ending, Ethan." But promises mean nothing to fate. For weeks, I couldn't sleep. His clothes still smelled like him. His messages were still on my phone. His toothbrush was still beside mine. Every night, I'd scroll through our photos, laughing, crying, replaying every memory until they hurt. People told me time would heal. But time doesn't heal love. It just teaches you how to hide the pain better. One evening, I found his camera in the drawer. It still had his memory card. When I turned it on, the screen lit up one final photo, the sky. Half gray, half sunlight, he'd titled it, "Almost Home." Heart broke all over again. Did he know? Did he sense it? Or was it just life's cruel poetry? That his last picture would look like heaven opening its arms. Months passed. I stopped writing. I stopped smiling. It felt like my words had died with him. Until one day, I found a note he'd written and slipped inside my journal. Something he must have left the last time he visited home. In his handwriting, it said, "If one day I'm not around to take pictures anymore, promise me you'll keep writing. Because stories never die, Amelia. Even if people do." I cried for hours that night. And then, for the first time in months, I wrote not about love, but about loss. Not about forever, but about what remains. Because Ethan was right, stories don't die. They live in every heartbeat, every tear, every whisper of someone who refuses to forget. Years have passed now. People think I'm healed. Maybe I am, in a way. But every time it rains, I still reach for my umbrella and smile, remembering how it all began. Every time I see a camera, I remember how he'd squint through the lens, chasing beauty the way other people chase time. And every time I look at the sky, gray blending into sunlight, I hear his voice saying, almost home. Love doesn't always mean staying together. Sometimes it means learning to live without the person, but carrying their love like a quiet fire inside you. I used to think I failed in love because I lost him. But now, I think I failed because I believed love was about keeping someone. It's not. It's about becoming someone because of them. So yes, my name is Amelia, and I failed in love, not because I didn't try hard enough, not because he left, but because the universe decided it was time to take him home. But if I could speak to him one last time, I'd say this: Ethan, I still write. I still tell our story. And every time I do, someone somewhere feels less alone. So maybe this is how you live on, not in photographs or places, but in the words you helped me find. Love never truly ends. It just changes form. Sometimes it becomes a memory, sometimes a lesson, and sometimes a story. This one was ours. Thank you for listening. I'm Amelia. And this was the story of how I failed in love, but found forever in the loss.